My name is Moses Mora, and I'm from the Sacred Indigenous Preservation Circle, and we're here today and proud to introduce to you Judy Ortiz, a local Chumash leader in Ventura County here. She's someone who's been with our circle for well over a decade, participating in the ceremonies and just encouraging us and inspiring us with her being and with her stories, and you're going to get some of those stories right now.
Haku haku kakti wuti Judy Ingles Mepshumawish Kashchulit Hockney May Dominguez Gonzalez Kokok Frank Ortiz, Nene May Gonzalez, Angelita Camargo Dominguez, Nono Martin Dominguez, Kokok Frank Ortiz, Nene Elisa Yuca Ortiz, Nono Manuel Ortiz, Kakinaling. Hello, my name is Judy. Judy in English. How is everybody? I'm fine, I'm well, thank you. My mom's name was May Dominguez Gonzalez. My grandmother's name was Angelita Camargo Dominguez. My grandfather's name was Martin Dominguez. My dad's name was Frank Fred Ortiz. My grandmother's name was Elisa Yuca Ortiz, and my grandfather's name was Manuel Ortiz. Excuse me. Thank you so much. I'm here to talk about ceremony. Ceremony for me is very important in my life. I started ceremony about 11 to 12 years ago. I was taken to ceremony by an elder of mine and taken in to meet the community of the Hummingbird Lodge, and I still to this day is going to the Hummingbird Lodge community. And then when I needed ceremony, I wasn't aware of how it was going to be, but I just know I needed to be there, and right at the right time in the right place, I was in ceremony. I did get it. I abide by it. That is my Bible, and I will continue to continue my ceremony, not only at the Hummingbird Lodge, but drumming, that's another part of my ceremony. Singing is another part, and dancing. I'm a Chumash dancer also, so thank you. All that ceremony there means so much to me. It is so heartfelt. I dance, I sing, and I'm in ceremony with an open heart. And I agree to anybody who is in ceremony to continue their ceremony Red Road. I have gotten my family involved word-wise. Still need to get them there in ceremony, and I will try and get them to know what I'm doing. I appreciate everything that my elders there in my Hummingbird ceremony that are doing, from me learning language, my Chumash language, to sitting in a sweat lodge with my elders and my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that this community has done for me, and I continue to put myself out to be able to teach the new generation that's coming up, along with grandchildren and family members that are soon to be in lodge with me. I hope. I was born in Santa Paula and raised in Piru. My both parents also were in were living here in Piru. My mom, May, she was born here in Piru. My dad was born in Fillmore. And they both met each other in Santa Paula and moved to Piru to raise 5 of us. I have 4 brothers, and I'm the youngest of all 4, and the only girl. So that was kind of hard growing up with my family and my dad and my mom. My grandparents, on my dad's side, my grandmother was born on a reservation in Fort Tejon, right up on the 5, and she was born on a reservation from Rancherita de los Cordovas, and she ended up moving out here to the Fillmore area, and that's where my dad was raised, in Fillmore. My mother, my grandmother, on my mom's side, she was born on the reservation of San Ynez. So we have the San Ynez tribe that my mom gets our Chumash from. So I'm here wanting to let you know about the ceremony and where I started 12 years ago there at the Hummingbird Lodge. And I started off with the community lodge, introduced to the Hummingbird Lodge by an elder of mine, and I ended up getting there and getting to know the people, getting to know the community, and little did I know that I was going to be there and for quite a bit of healing. I also was introduced to some elders there that have helped me along the way, and I just needed it at that time. So that being said, I would like to have my family come and join me. But the thing was that my parents didn't know about ceremony. They're no longer with me, but my mom did get a little bit of ceremony. I did introduce her to it, and she really enjoyed it. She would always tell me, I wish I could have did this when I was young. But back then, you know, they weren't able to say that they were Indians back then, as she would put it. So the little time that she was here with us, that I did introduce her to the community. She was a little involved also, being as the elder she is, and being able to speak around the circle, and it just made her feel so good that she was able to do this. But as I say, being around the community, that was healing for me. That was the ceremony that I needed for the healing, for the being able to be humble again, and to know what that feeling was, and to be able to pray for the people that are healing also, as I was, and continue to be able to pray as I was taught by my elders. So that's what I would like to put and say about the ceremony and what it means to me. All I can say is thank you. Thank you for putting me where I want to be, and to be able to open up my heart, to be able to help my elders and teach my next generation what ceremony is about.
And Judy, can you elaborate a little bit about how this has affected your family, and actually how the ceremonies affected you emotionally? Do you find words for that very easily, or can you?
Well, my family, I would love to get them involved in my family with my circle, because I know what it's done for me. Whatever they're dealing with that they sometimes feel like they can't deal with, or don't know how to go with, or to the right person. they have been so proud to be able to say that someone in our family is leading the right direction onto the spiritual path of our ancestors. So that being said, they are so happy. They're happy. They're grateful. They're just, they can't explain, or they can't let me know exactly how they feel, because I can see it in their eyes that someone in the family, from both sides of the family, I think I'm the only one that has been able to be in ceremony and be able to pray for all my family and be able to do what our ancestors had done and to carry our heritage through.
So what you're talking about in terms of the time period is essentially the last 12 years since you discovered the ceremonies and how you've grown in that regard. Do you feel that you've already covered that, or can you say more about the last 12 years?
Well, the last 12 years, like I said, I came like blindfolded. I didn't know what to expect in ceremony. It has helped me in my life because I remember I would be a person that I would just brush things off of my shoulders and not think about it. And whatever I thought of whether it was good or bad, and if I dealt with it, I dealt with it the way I knew how to at that time. But now I can say that I can think about it. I can think with an open mind and an open heart, and be able to just help in any way, shape, or form.
That's great. I know that people get from the ceremonies like a lot of unexpected things, but also what they put in for it, into it. Do you have any hopes for your family's future and your local community's future in regards to following the Chumash way, following the ceremonial way?
Yes, I do. I do have future thoughts that not only for my family to learn our ways, but for the community also to learn the Chumash way. Since we're on Chumash land, I respect it because I'm part of that land also. And we always like to respect our ancestors that used to be here on this land, to teach more teachings on the Chumash, on how their ways of living and how they used to carry themselves and what they used to do with their language, with their basket weavings, with their gourd rattle makers, with their clappers, which are the clappers made out of elderberries, limbs, and so on and so forth. So I'm glad to be able to be here, to be able to teach a little bit of what I know and to the community also, so they're also aware, not only now but in the future.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I've seen it myself, the growth of the culture, that the Chumash people have a very vibrant culture, and we thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.